Hello everyone, welcome back to GM Games. Coach Fury here today, back with our Let's Play series for Draft Day Sports Pro Basketball 21 with the 2004-2005 Phoenix Suns, seeing if we can win that championship for this team that went 62 wins in real life in the NBA in this season, seeing if we can get them over the line and prove that the 7-second offense is good enough to win a championship in this era. And we are currently just got past the trade deadline. We are now into the back end of the regular season. And today it's all about getting through to the playoffs and getting through to the regular season. We have won 43 games so far, 43-12 record. We're in good shape. We're probably going to be a playoff team at this point, barring a miracle of straight losses through the next couple of months. So we're just going to try and sim ourselves through, get to the playoffs, do a bit of a season recap, and then come back next episode and see how we match up against everyone in the playoffs. But we've got a couple of games that I'm going to play through on the show today. Actually play them live to just see how we do. Mainly a couple of teams that I think are going to be interesting for us just to see before we get to the playoffs. That is the LA Clippers on the I believe in the next couple of days against on the 15th of February, who are currently up there in the Western Conference with us, 39-17 record so far. We'll then probably sim ourselves through to the 19th of March where we'll play the Pacers. I think that'll be an interesting game just because the Pacers are doing very well in the Eastern Conference. They made a couple of trades. I think they got Gary Payton at the trade deadline, so just be interested to see how they look. Before we then go a couple of days on and we play against the Miami Heat. Again, another Eastern Conference team. But, Shaquille O'Neal, Dwayne Wade is going to be fun to just see how we do against them as well. So that is the plan today. We will just double check our depth chart to see whether we've got Johnson back. We haven't yet. He's out for 11 days. Bo Outlaw is also out for 13 days. So we're going to have to pull him out of the lineup, which means I think Voshko is going to have to come in there and just take his minutes. We will just swap them two around so that Hunter definitely comes in if we need him to. And we'll run with that, I think. So we've got 11 days until Johnson's out. Our next game we're going to look at is probably that Clippers game on the 15th or so of March. So we will sim to that date, I think. I think we've got a couple of games before then. But we will just sim to that date and see how we get on. Obviously the aim is to hopefully get near the 62 wins that the Phoenix Suns team actually did have in the NBA during this season. And if we can get near that, that'd be phenomenal. That would really cement us in terms of a good test in terms of how this sim does against real life if we can get there. So we do have the Clippers up next. I don't think we'll have anyone back. We have got Bob Bosa out with an injury, so we're going to have to pull him from the lineup. Tabus is going to have to come in there, I think. And Alexander will probably have to take his minutes, I think. We might run into some challenges in terms of depth going forward. Is the other thing. We've just got to make sure we keep our starting five healthy. Get Johnson back. Get our starting five and Meta World Peace, our sort of main six guys. Keep them healthy in the playoffs, and who knows what will happen. But first of all, let's get through this Clippers game and see how we get on. We'll do a quick save as we usually do at this point in time, just to make sure there's no funny business once we go into the 2D engine. We'll play. Obviously, we'll go AI control. I'd never run the rotations myself. It's far too much work. So the Clippers are interesting for a couple of reasons. As I said, they're one of the teams that are up the top in the Western Conference. They're going to probably be a top seeded team in the playoffs, so we will probably end up having to come against them at some point. But really interesting to play them because for those of you who watched the previous episode, they stole Shane Battier from us. I was trying to get Shane Battier. I was offering multiple first round picks to get him. I just felt that he was perfect fit for this Phoenix Suns team. Can play all the positions, great shooter, good IQ, perfect fit. Unfortunately, they stole him from us. I think it was for Carmen and a second round pick. So they, rather than opting for 2 first round picks that I was trying to get off of them to deal with it, they end up taking a player with potential. The Memphis Grizzlies took a player with some potential in Carmen, and a second round pick. when I was trying to basically send them an expiring and a couple of first round picks. So a little bit of a vengeance matchup this one. I'm hoping we can win just to prove to Battier that realistically your team should have let you come to the Phoenix Suns. But yeah, let's without further ado, let's dive into the game. And we're at home, obviously. You can see by the court. I really love the court layout. The mod for this game, seriously, go and check it out. The modern day mod is just so good. You have all the courts, all the logos. You even have the player photos, which we won't see in here because we're in an era before obviously the modern day now. But you get a couple of player photos up here. And it looks like we've taken a bit of a commanding lead here in the first quarter to begin with. Steve Nash on 7 of 7, 18 points in this first quarter. My goodness me, he's making a case for being player of the game already. He's 20 points and we haven't even got to the second quarter. He's completely running the other point guards on the Clippers ragged at this point. 22 points, 4 assists. Talk about a guy taking a team on the back for a game. He's having a fantastic quarter. 22 points, 5 assists. That's MVP worthy at this stage if he did that every single game. 9 of 9 as well. Crazy. It's managed to take us a nice commanding lead as we go into the second quarter with this one. And our bench has fully come into play now. And we're shooting incredibly well from 3-point. I'm sure that is mainly down to Steve Nash. We're 12 of 13 from 3-point, which is just crazy. And we are really shutting them down on defense as well. Forcing them into 48% shooting. We are winning the rebound battle as well. That's crazy. Nash 9 of 9 is amazing. Getting to the end of the second quarter here, we are comfortably ahead. This one might not even be a contest at this stage. As Meta World Peace puts up 20 points as well. We are in really, really good shape. Oh, there we go. Steve Nash has missed a shot finally. He's 9 of 10. It was always going to happen, but he's on for a perfect shooting performance at this stage. As we end the half with 75 points. My goodness me. Our offense has been exceptional at this stage. Steve Nash 9 of 10, 4 of 4, Meta World Peace 7 of 13, 4 of 5. He's certainly making a case that he should be in the starting lineup. I have to say, Meta World Peace. But yeah, we are looking really good. No surprise. Steve Nash has already got a double-double, which is just insane. Yeah, okay, we're going to the second half. I wanted a statement game against Shane Battier and this Clippers team, and my team is certainly making a statement at this point. Stoudemire having a pretty poor game actually. He's 0 of 5. He's struggling against the likes of Magloire in that centre position, but rest of the team is kind of helping him out at this stage. Well, our 3-point shooting has been exceptional, by the way. 15 of 18 is just mad. That's just, we're never going to keep that up throughout the season, but it's certainly been a huge factor here as we get into towards the end of the third quarter here. Comfortably ahead by 10 or so points. As the bench has come in, Meta World Peace has stayed in there though. He's got 30 points now. He might be one of those guys, if we don't win it this year, we might have to really consider going hard to try and keep Meta World Peace somehow next season, because he's had a really good season. Taboose has put up 21 points as well. Surprising, because I was trying early on in the season to get a point guard, someone else in there, because I didn't think his handling was good, but he's certainly putting up numbers. He's hitting from range. The game becomes a little bit closer now, 14 points midway or so through the fourth quarter now. I think this is going to be a comfortable win in the end, but the Clippers are certainly making a bit of a push late on here. As our main rotation, our starting 5 have come back in now for the last few minutes or so. Yeah, I think this one's going to be comfortable, guys. Last 2 minutes now, we're comfortably ahead. I wouldn't be surprised at the 2-minute mark bench comes in, but yeah, okay, yeah. Look at that. Nash has 30 points as well, and Meta World Peace has 36 points. My goodness. And there we go. A comfortable win. I've been at 133 points. 20 of 25 from 3-point. Wow, that's crazy. Meta World Peace had player of the game, but I would probably argue Steve Nash was slightly better. 32 points and 12 assists. I mean, 9 turnovers though, I suppose. He had a bit of a poor second half in that sense, but a good solid win over the Clippers. And we've still got the likes of Johnson and Barbosa to return in about 5 days' time. So we will just sim through those 5 days, just so we can get those guys back in the rotation. And then obviously we will... oh, we've got the All-Star game. I completely forgot about that. Okay, so we've got the All-Star weekend actually coming up. We'll see how that goes. We'll sim through that. And maybe, should we watch the All-Star game? Maybe we should watch the All-Star game. Let's just sim through the competition. So Damian Wilkins won the slam dunk. Tabusa, man, look at that. He won the 3-point contest. Look at that. He's done it. He beat Steve Nash to the 3-point contest. Oh my god, he put up 30. And Metal World Peace was in there. Look at that. 3 of our guys are in the 3-point contest. That's great. That's awesome. Cool. I've never had anyone win the 3-point contest before in these games. And do we have anyone in the dunk? No, we didn't. Okay. So we'll move on. We've got the rookie sophomore game. We won't obviously watch that one, I don't think. Let's go back. So the sophomores beat the rookies. No surprise there, really. Dwayne Wade having a great game there. 36 points. Yeah, look at the talent on that sophomore team in comparison to the rookie team. I mean, Haslam, James, Bosch, Wade, Anthony, West, Corver. Yeah, okay, that's a pretty deep team, to be honest with you. Against Iguodala, Allen, and yeah, okay. Not surprising there, really. So, right, should we watch this game? I don't think we shall. I think we'll come back at another stage. We'll have a look. We'll just sim through. The Western Conference All Stars have won it. Let's have a little look and see if we had anyone in here. Look at that, our main guy Steve Nash starting there. And we also had Metal World Peace in there and Stoudemire. Look at that, 3 of our guys made the All-Star game. That's great. That's really good to see. And winning as well. Kevin Garnett with the MVP performance. And on the other side, yeah, usual sort of suspects actually. James started, obviously. Renus was in there, Wade. Anton Walker, interestingly, was in there. To be fair, he's having a pretty good season for the Hawks. Got traded and... yeah, okay. Not bad, not bad. No defense, obviously. No surprise there with the All-Star games. Never normally any defense. Let's check our depth chart. Have we got anyone back? So Johnson's out for 1 more day. Outlaw for 2 more days. Let's just get through a couple of days. And then we can readjust our rotation. And then the next game that we've got coming up that we're going to watch is the Pacers game on the 19th of March. I think that's going to be an interesting one to see. So we'll move Metal World Peace down, obviously. Swap you in for Johnson, Hunter. You then go in there. And Barbosa, you need to come back in the lineup. And just a subject matrix. Metal World Peace back in to boost. You've surprised me in this past episode. Your outside shooting is crazy good. I mean, that is crazy good. If you want a spot up shooter, not a bad player for that, to be honest with you. 100%. He's hit every single shot. My God, that is crazy. I wonder what he would do in starters minutes. That's just would be an interesting one to see. He's not going to get any starter minutes for us, but yeah, okay. Cool. Right, let's get ourselves forward to the 19th of March. Move this one on. Let's hope there's no injuries. That's the main thing really now at this stage. Is that we don't want any significant injuries to our main guys. We get our opening win there against the Detroit Pistons, then we lose to Golden State. Ooh, that's another team that's up there. 48 and 13 we are now. But Golden State was certainly up there at the beginning of the season. It looks like we're going to get to the 50 win mark hopefully soon. Nice, 50 win mark against Portland. So the obviously, as I mentioned at the beginning of this episode, the actual Suns of this era won 62 games. So if we can get near that, that would be pretty awesome. It's going to be close though. I mean, we've certainly in a position to be close to it. I don't think we will necessarily get to that 62 wins. Sorry. But yeah, no, good. It's good to see that we've got plus 50 wins. You know, we still are a pretty dominant team in this era. We beat the Clippers there again. Beat Dallas. And we get to the Pacers game. So the Pacers are currently 47 and 22. We are 55 and 14. This is going to be a really interesting matchup to see. We'll obviously put that on AI control. So we've got obviously... Oh, interesting. So they're putting Payton in at shooting guard and shuffle Jackson down to small forward. So that's a bit of a readjustment. I wonder where Reggie Miller is, unless he's injured. Should have checked that, really. Obviously, our lineup is pretty much stationary. Nash, Johnson, Richardson, Marion, Sotomayor. Jermaine O'Neal's having a fantastic scoring season. Look at that, 36 points he's putting up. We'll have to keep an eye out. I'm not sure whether Reggie Miller's been injured or something. Maybe he's just coming as a sixth man. You know, he's getting a bit older at this point. But yeah, look, I really love the backgrounds of this. It just looks so sleek now. As we kick off this game. This is a tough test on the road against the Pacers. Tough place to go, Pacers. You know, on the road, they're a tough team to play at home. And pretty much neck and neck at this stage. Yeah, so there we go. Miller's coming at point guard, so he must be a sixth man off the bench for them. So that'd be a fun battle to actually watching this one, is to see how Reggie Miller and Metta World Peace do against each other in terms of the battling of the bench minutes. See who has the better performance there. Pretty neck and neck at this stage though. And the Pacers sort of taking a little bit of an early initiative and early lead here. But we are pegging them back. We get towards the end of the first quarter. We are behind by a couple. We have yet to take a lead, I believe. But Metta World Peace is 5 of 5, 11 points. Taboose is 2 of 2. The bench is pretty much coming now at this stage to open up the second quarter. Yeah, I have to say, Taboose, you surprised me. I'll say it again. You may earn yourself a contract next year. I think he's expiring. But the range he's got on him and the scoring ability is interesting. Maybe a sixth man possibly we could develop him into. I mean, it looks like we're starting to stretch out a bit of a lead now. The starting lineup has come back in. Our ability to just score at will is pretty much helping us at this stage. Metta World Peace with 19 points is carrying the offensive load for us. Although O'Neal is certainly helping their case. He's already on 22 points. So he looks like he's going to average his season averages of 36 or something. So yeah, they're pegging us back now towards the end of the second quarter. Looks like we're going to go in the half with just a little bit of a lead. Yeah, a little bit of a lead. 5-point lead at the half. Let's take a little look at the stats. So yeah, Nash is having a pretty poor shooting night, 0 of 4. Has yet to attempt a three-pointer. Marion having a good night, 4 of 5. Stoudemire struggling yet again. Metta World Peace and Taboose have been our main bench players. I have to say, I mean, at the beginning of the season, I commented and said I thought our starting 5 would carry us and our bench would really struggle, and that would be the thing, is if our bench can play as small amount of minutes as possible. But I mean, these two guys and with Hunter are sort of providing a nice little 3 for us off the bench. And then obviously the other guys are playing the odd bits of minutes but not really adding much. But yeah, at the half we're up. O'Neal has been their driving force offensively. Reggie Miller, as we said, has been coming off the bench for them. But yeah, hopefully we can keep this 5-point gap and go away win on the road against the Pacers. Keeping that lead, stretching it out now to 8 points or so. Richardson now with 11 points, having a pretty solid night for him. We're not really relying on him too much to score. It looks like Metta World Peace and Nash kind of drive most of our scoring, but it's good to see that he's providing some support. Looks like the Pacers are pegging us back now, though. The game is becoming a lot tighter. Now tied up. The Pacers have just taken out a lead against us. Neck and neck at this stage. Our shooting from 3-point has been insane. 10 of 21 again. I mean, that is certainly retrospective of this style of offense that we have. Back and forth at this stage. So we go into the fourth quarter here. We're down by 1. Pace is starting to break away a little bit in terms of a lead here. Gap is at 4. We might slow this one down and have a little look. Gap is now at 5. We're coming back. Can we just stop them on offense, really? Can we get something going here? Or are they going to come up too strong for us? We had such a pretty dominant lead at half time. Now it looks like they're stretching away from us. Reggie Miller's decided to turn up, it looks like, and hit 19 points against us. Yeah, we're probably not going to win this one. Down by 19 or so now. I think we're going to go away with the loss on this one. Yeah, it looks like it. We just couldn't stop them on offense, it seems. O'Neal having a 44-point game probably was the deciding factor in this one. But they're an interesting style of play, the Pacers, because they've got ranged players in Miller, and then obviously they've got O'Neal in the paint, so they're quite a difficult team to match up against. But yeah, you let any team score 131 points, you're always going to be in trouble. And O'Neal 46 points. Yeah, okay. Didn't quite get it done on this one. Nash had a poor shooting night, 3 of 12 as well. Metal World Peace tried to do his best with his minutes, 32 points. Stoudemire had a poor night as well, but again, he's against O'Neal, so, struggling there. We didn't manage to get that one. And we'll move forward now to the a couple of days, I think, because we've got the Miami Heat coming up, which I think is the last game we'll end this episode on. Let me double check the schedule. When are we meant to play the Heat? So on the 24th of March. So we'll go forward to that point. And we've got a game against the 76ers just before that, which we have also lost. So we've now lost 2 straight. Pressure is really on us now. 56 and 16 to see whether we can beat the 55 and 17 Miami Heat. Obviously go to AI control. So Damon Jones, Wade, Kurt Thomas, Haslam and Shaquille O'Neal. So Kurt Thomas was a trade deadline signing for them. I can't remember exactly who they moved. I think they just moved a bunch of salary in a second round pick to pick him up. So that was a nice move for them. But it's interesting because they're now playing 3 what I would call traditional front court players, in the sense that none of them really have any ability to shoot from range. Dwayne Wade is not known for his range shooting, and then Damon Jones. So an interesting mix of team here. Let's see if we can get a win on the road and stop this loss, these back-to-back losses that we've had. Not so far, it's not looking too good. The Heat have come out here. I mean, Shaquille O'Neal is going to be a hard guy to stop anyway. I think he's leading the league in points per game, so tough ask for us here to try and beat them. It's a real mixed clash of styles. I mean, there's traditional sort of, grit and grind in your face kind of offense, defensive team against us, a more modern style, fast court, up and down, shooting from range kind of team. So interesting to see how they actually manage to play against us, because I think we're a little bit more versatile, whereas they'll want to try and slow the game down as much as possible. And it looks like they're stretching out a small lead here. We've got a bit of work to do to try and win this one. Another tough matchup though. Two really good teams. We've won 50 odd games. They've won 50 odd games. Yeah. What's great about Draft Day Sports Pro Basketball 21 in particular, any of the Draft Day Sports Pro Basketball games, is that you can win with different styles. Some people have preferences for certain styles over others because they know what type of players they need. But it proves. You can have the Phoenix Suns, who are running a 7-second offense, against the Miami Heat, who are running probably, I would imagine, a more balanced or grit and grind inside sort of game. and both teams can win 50 plus games. It's not necessarily just down to getting the best players or running a certain scheme that can dominate and is overpowered. It's really a mix and match. And as we come into what looks like the end of the second quarter here, the Heat have stretched out just a little bit of a lead here. Looks like we're going to be down the half by 7. Again, we're struggling here. They've been pretty much scoring at will, 60%. That's not going to help us at all. Dwayne Wade not shooting very well, but O'Neal is 18 points. Kurt Thomas, their deadline day signings, causing us problems, to be honest. Tabus and Meta World Peace are holding up the bench for us. Nash has been playing pretty well. We need more performance out of Marion and Richardson, though, for us, to get this win. We'll see how it goes. This could be our 3rd straight loss here, which is going to make it difficult for us to try and win those 62 games that the actual Suns team did of this era. I think that'll take us maybe to 16, 17 losses. And we've still got a fair few games to play, so it's going to be very difficult for us to do it at that stage. And Miami are pretty much not letting us get anywhere close to them at this stage. Thomas with 17 points, O'Neal with 20, Wade with 19. They're just outscoring us at this point, 63% shooting. If we can't stop them on defense and our offense can't match them, we're going to struggle. Down by 9 now, going into the back end of the third quarter. Now by 10. I mean, there is an argument to be made probably that we put Meta World Peace maybe in the starting lineup and drop Richardson to the bench. Something we've been thinking about. Mainly because I like Meta World Peace coming off the bench because I think he provides that scoring that nobody else has. But if Tabus can do that off the bench for us now, maybe we rejig our starting lineup. It looks like we are probably going to lose this one. We're down by 10 or so. 8 minutes left. We need a better, we need to basically stop them on offense. It looks like we just haven't been able to do that again. Whilst our offense hasn't particularly, our offense has been okay actually. I can't say our offense has been great. But yeah, it looks like we're down by 10, 5 minutes to go. I'll slow it down if it gets tighter. 4 minutes to go, 8 points now. 10 points, 9 points, 8 points. Yeah, it looks like they're going to just hold on here, I think. Unless we can provide some miracles. We're down by 6. Down by 7. I was about to say we're down by 4, but then they just went up the other end and scored. Yeah, 9, 7. See if we can pull this one back down. Oh, okay, 5-point game. Maybe we'll just slow down a little bit here. Yeah, 7 points. I don't think we're going to get this one back. Nah. It's now into foul issues. We need to hit buckets at this stage. Oh, it's a 3-point game. 35 seconds left. Maybe we can pull a miracle out. Oh no, okay. They've made 5-point game. We need to hit a shot here. Need a shot here, guys. No, rebound. I think that's it. That one's going to do it for us. In this one, we hit 3 straight losses. That's tough to take. We lost by 2 in the end. But little bit of crazy things there. Shirley making the layup in the end, but looks like we hit some foul issues as well. So Stoudemire hit some foul issues later on. Murray hit foul issues. We just weren't able to stop them. So let's get ourselves through to the playoffs, and we'll sim through. I'm not going to change the rotation at the moment. I don't think. I'm happy with where it is. I mean, it's been performing for us so far. Let's get ourselves through to the playoffs, and then we'll reassess maybe what we do in the playoffs, whether we put Meta World Peace in or not. I'm guessing. Oh, we've got an email or two. Okay, there's some scouting stuff. I'm guessing we've got an injury. That's why we've stopped. Stoudemire's out for 1 day, and let me guess, we're playing. Yeah, we're playing the Suns. And not playing the Suns. We're playing the Thunder. We are the Suns. Okay, so Meta World Peace can come in. Marion will go in at centre. Hunter, you can come in there. And something like that. Yeah, that's fine. Let's run with that for a day. Oh, 4 straight losses. That's not good. That's not good. But it means that Stoudemire can come back in. Marion can go back in at power forward. Hunter, you can come back down. Hunter, you can go in for Bosco. Outlaw in there. I think that's what we were running more or less. Yep, and I think we had you in there. Yep, that'll do. Right, we'll store that line up. Yep, that's what we'll run with. Let's run ourselves to the playoffs. Hopefully no injuries, but I don't think we're going to win those 62 games. 58 and 18, we really need a miracle now. 59 and 18. If we lose 2 more games, that's it. 60 and 18. 61 and 18. Oh, can we get 62? Oh, we got 62 wins. Oh, that's incredible. 63 wins. 64 wins. 64 and 18. We have bettered the 2004-2005 Phoenix Suns regular season record. That's awesome. That really is awesome. And that probably puts us in the conference commanding seed 1 there. It looks like we are going to be up against the Portland Trail Blazers, which we'll look at probably next episode. But yeah, let's have a little look and see how the Eastern Conference looks. So the Miami Heat won 65 games. No surprise there. Pacers 57. Pistons. So the Magic didn't make the playoffs. Not really anyone else I would have expected to make the playoffs there. In our side, the Lakers didn't make the playoffs. The Kings didn't make the playoffs. Oh my God, there's a lot of teams I would have thought would have made the playoffs in the Western Conference that didn't. The Timberwolves managed to make the playoffs, 42 and 40. The Jazz did as well. Wow. Clippers and Warriors as well. Oh my goodness. That's crazy, crazy, crazy. But we have made the 1 seed. That's great. We've got no injuries, I don't think. We are in a good shape. We are the first seeded team. Oh, we got Shirley out. Okay, for one day. But let's have a quick look. Before we end, let's check the power rankings. Are we number 1 or are the Heat number 1? We are the number 1 power ranked team. Offensive ratings good. Defensive ratings good. Look at that. 64 and 18. That's crazy. Awesome stuff. Good way to end the season despite we couldn't make any of those trades that we wanted to from last episode. But 64 and 18, I can't complain. We are in good shape. The question is whether we can take that regular season record, which the Suns did in real life, and whether we can turn that into a championship, which they failed to do. Can we get over that hump and win the championship for the Phoenix Suns this year? Let's find out next episode.